The August 27th, 2019 meeting of the Ways and Means Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Ansello. Here. Mr. Broth. Here. Chairman Delahanty.
Here.
Mrs. Draw. Here. Mr. Felder. Here. Ms. Cayley. Here. Mr. Mafucci. Here. Mr. Marinetti. Here. Mr. Morelli. Here. Mr. Rockow. Here. Ms. Taylor. Here.
Okay. Will Legislator Ansello please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Are there any speakers signed up for the public forum?
There are not.
Okay. Is there anyone here who would like to address the committee at this time? All right. The next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes. You have the minutes from the July 23rd, 2019 meeting before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. The next item on the agenda is new business.
Referral 19-0206.
Moved by Legislator Draw, seconded by Legislator Rockow. Is there any discussion? Legislator Morelli.
Am I correct that this grant is for the purpose of Monroe County doing administrative work on behalf of the Imagine Monroe, formerly Comida?
It's administrative and actual going out and getting the loans and working the people through, so it's a little more than administrative. They take a much more active role.
Okay.
But we do the administrative part too as well, which is packaging the loans and all of that.
Okay. And through you, Mr. Chairman, does Imagine Monroe have any of its own employees, or are they all county employees?
This is actually MCIDC, and MCIDC does not have any of its own employees.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Is there any further discussion? Okay. Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 19-0207.
Moved by Legislator Rockow, seconded by Legislator Ansello. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 19-0208.
Moved by Legislator Ansello, seconded by Legislator Marinetti. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 19-0209.
Moved by Legislator Marinetti, seconded by Legislator Taylor. Is there any discussion? Legislator Broth.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Through you to the administration, what's the current value or amount of money in the Jail Commissary Fund, Trust Fund 9618?
Through the chair, could you repeat the question, please?
Sure. Through the chair of the administration, what is the current amount in the Trust Fund 9618?
I'm unable to answer that. I can get back to you on it.
Okay, and then as a follow-up to that question, do we know if that amount is approximately where it is? Is it a steady amount? Is it increasing or decreasing through the chair?
Through the chair, it is a steady amount. This particular commissary contract does include a small increase, though, from last contract. So we should see a slight increase.
Okay. And through the chair of the administration, what is done with this trust fund?
Through the chair, the trust fund is used for inmate services, such as programs, materials that would benefit the inmate.
So through the chair of the administration, if there's a constant account, then whenever we put funds in, presumably we're spending approximately the same amount for programming and such through the chair?
Through the chair, that's correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Legislator Cayley.
Thank you. Through the chair to the administration, I don't know if I'm reading it correctly, but this particular contract, they're responsible for the purchasing of product that inmates would be then purchasing, is that correct?
Through the chair, the commissary program are materials or items that the inmate can purchase or have purchased for them from family members.
Thank you. And then through the chair, are they purchasing at market rate?
Through the chair, that's correct.
Thank you. And then through the chair, could you give me an idea, not tonight, that if they are purchasing at market rate, would it be a purchase equal to, say, a Walmart purchase versus a Staples purchase? And that's the cost to the inmate. If you could give me some type of breakdown, I would appreciate that. Appreciate it.
Through the chair, we will do that.
Thank you.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 19-0211.
Moved by legislator Taylor, seconded by legislator Draw. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 19-0212.
Moved by legislator Draw, seconded by legislator Rockow. Legislator Morelli.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you, Mr. Chairman, is this grant, the funding basically go to the sheriff's department, or does it go to another county department?
Through the chair, this particular grant is in the Department of Public Safety, and we have an Office of Traffic Safety.
Okay, thank you. And in the past, this program, we've been told that this program funds one person through you, Mr. Chairman. Is that still the case?
Through the chair, that is correct.
And through you, Mr. Chairman, is there any available data that shows an increase or a reduction in accidents that can be attributed to the information and education presented by this program?
Through the chair, there's data that we can get from the police departments or whatever on accidents, but, you know, it's always hard to tie prevention to actual not happening.
Sure.
To actually tie that together, yeah.
Yeah, understandable. Could you, through the chair, tell us a little bit about what it is that, what types of programs this funding goes toward?
Through the chair, this particular person does education, prevention type programs, and she does all kinds of different things. She does bike rodeos, so she'll do bike helmets and bike safety. She does bus safety for some schools. She does seatbelt safety, crossing safety, child passenger safety, the seats, you know, she'll install those. She does health fairs to get education out, anything related to traffic safety, crossing the street, all kinds of different programs.
Sure, and through you, Mr. Chairman, does she do this through the different police departments and different fire departments, or who is she working with when she's doing this?
So basically, anybody can call her and request a program, but she has so many people that already do, and it's only one person that she's stretched pretty thin right now anyway, but you can always ask and request if a new program is.
Great, thank you very much.
Legislator Kaley.
Thank you. Pardon me if I'm repeating a question. I got sidetracked through the chair. Is this through the is this program being administered through the Injury-Free Coalition for Children?
Through the chair, no. She works with them, but it's the Department of Public Safety and the Office of Traffic Safety.
Okay,
So
but the,
it's a county employee.
pardon?
It's a county employee.
Okay. And does she works through the chair, she works in concert with the Injury-Free?
Through the chair, yeah, that's one of the organizations she works with, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 19-0213.
Moved by legislator Rockow, seconded by legislator Ansello. Is there any discussion? Legislator Kaley.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you to the administration. Some of the questions were already answered, obviously, but can you give me an idea of where the incinerator chimney is located?
Through the chair, it is in the back corner here of the COB. And I understand it went out of operation in the mid to late 90s.
Okay, thank you. And then the company that's going to remove it, or could you, I guess what I'm looking for is what window specialists, their specialty in capping a chimney, through the chair. Are they capping, again, then also, are they capping it? Are they removing it? Are they backfilling it?
Through the chair, window specialist has subcontractors that will be performing that work to secure that area and close it up. And I understand they'll be relying on a WBE contractor, Erie Contracting, for the masonry work on the roof.
So thank
Seal
you.
that.
Then through the chair, if I understand what you're saying, they're not just capping it?
They'll be sealing it and capping it appropriately to prevent the elements from getting into the roof or into the structure itself.
Thank you. Then, but through the wall, it would still be open.
That's right.
I mean,
Well,
if
it
we
would
broke
be-
through the wall.
Through the chair,
Through
it
the
would
chair.
be sealed.
Okay, thank you.
The roof.
Legislator Morelli.
Mr. Chairman, through you, Mr. Chairman, to the administration, $1.3 million for this building. Do we need it?
Through the chair, the short answer is yes. Fortunately, the bids came in under budget, but the windows, as most of us know, are quite old. They're weathered, particularly on the south and west sides of the building. We're not able to rehabilitate those. They will generate some energy savings as a result of that, but the windows clearly are due for replacement. We've studied these for years and more intensively recently. We were careful about which windows we could rehabilitate to save money, and those that we felt were suitable for rehabilitation are on the north and east side of the building.
Through you, Mr. Chairman, is this building in its entirety occupied, or are there any vacant offices in this building, or are we at max capacity in this building?
Through the chair, my understanding is we're at max capacity in this building.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Legislator Kaley.
Thank you. Through the chairman to the administration, it just dawned on me. Are they replacing windows in kind? In other words, are they maintaining the historical continuity of the structure?
Through the chair, we will be rehabilitating existing windows, which are a high-quality mahogany window, and we'll be reglazing them, we'll be painting them, and then we'll be putting an appropriate storm over them. The exterior, and those will be aluminum clad. And those are appropriate for this building in terms of color and appearance, as well as the other windows too that'll be replaced. They will be they'll have an aluminum clad window. It will
Right,
be
but
historic in appearance.
Okay, thank you.
Legislator Mafucci.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through the chair to the administration, so obviously $1.3 million is a lot of money. It's necessary to do this now.
Through the chair, yes, it's really been a deferred project for a number of years, and it really became a priority. And as this honorable body knows, we've had phased capital improvements for the COB. We've really deferred this project to the point where it's a necessity.
Thank you, and through the chair to the administration. So deferred, how long has it been deferred?
Well, it's been in planning for a number of years. I would say probably over the past 10 years we've been studying the building and planning phased improvements. We've got others scheduled out a number of years, more related to the HVAC, as you know, through the CIP. But we are due now. I mean, there's situations where I was just reminded that it snows in some offices on occasion. So we're clearly at a point where this is, in my opinion, a prudent investment.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Okay. All right. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Any opposed? No. Okay. Can we get a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Ansello. Mr. Brough? Mrs. Draw?
Yes.
Mr. Felder? Ms. Cayley? Mr. Mafucci? Mr. Marinetti?
Yes.
Mr. Morelli? Mr. Rockow? Ms. Taylor? Chairman Nelhany?
Yes.
9-2, motion to adopt passes.
Okay. All right, next item on the agenda, please.
Referral 19-0214.
Moved by legislator Ansello, seconded by legislator Marianetti. Is there any discussion? Legislator Cayley.
Thank you. Through the chair, could I get an idea of what is considered follow-up with the individuals?
Through the chair, we have a nurse on staff who contacts the individuals to find out, how they can connect them to services and what they are needing to get on the path to recovery.
Thank you. So it reads as if the individuals, through the chair, that they already have been within a program because it uses the word follow-up. Is that slightly a mistake in how we want to describe this?
Through the chair, the follow-up is to do with their emergency room visit. We're following up after their emergency room, not
All
a.
right. All right, thank you. And then lastly, for me, the most important thing to ask is, if something happens and in the next year or two we don't receive this grant, is Monroe County committed to continuing this important program?
Through the chair, we can't speculate on what the future action would be.
Then through the chair, would it be the intent for the county to do their best to try to maintain this program?
Through the chair, this legislature cannot commit a future legislature to action. So that's kind of a hard question to answer, and our representatives here today wouldn't be the people who would make that decision either.
Thank you. Then, through the chair, I'll submit a letter. Thank you.
Okay. Legislator Barra.
Thank you. Through the chair of the administration, just a quick follow-up question. Does the administration currently have any funds set aside to back up this program in case the grant is expired or does not result in natural funds?
Through the chair, no.
Thank you. And then second follow-up question. Early in another committee, it was discussed that there were other respondents for this RFQ. And through the chair, I would like to ask, were these other respondents also qualified?
Through the chair, I believe you're referring to a different RFQ.
Are we on 215?
Through the chair, this is 214.
Oh, you're right, I am. Sorry.
Well, that's okay.
I just slipped right on down the line.
All right. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 19-0215.
Moved by legislator Marianetti, seconded by legislator Taylor. Legislator Barra.
Thanks. Through the chair of the administration, just a follow-up on the RFQ that was answered by Reliant. It was mentioned there are other respondents. Were those other respondents also qualified?
Through the chair, there was a selection process, and each of the other respondents was graded in the same way as this respondent was, and this respondent provided the best proposal at the lowest cost.
Yes. Through the chair of the administration, however, say Reliant didn't exist, were the other respondents acceptable respondents through the chair?
Through the chair, at least one of the other respondents would have been an acceptable respondent if their cost had been better. All things considered, though, this respondent came in with a lot better proposal, just in terms of the support services that they offer for their service.
Thank you. And who was this other respondent through the chair?
Through the chair, I believe it's Worldwide Travel Staffing Limited was the next highest scoring.
Through the chair, yes, that was one of them.
Thank you. And then my final question is, does World Class Quest, the other respondent, have any other contracts with Monroe County through the chair?
Through the chair, not through our department or for our programs. I can't speak to other parts of the
That's
county.
fair. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 19-0216.
Moved by legislator Taylor, seconded by legislator Draw. Is there any discussion? Legislator Barat.
Thank you. Through you to the administration, we went back to Resolution 388 of 2018, which was the initial authorization for the contract, and it was to for an amount not to exceed $6,380,000 and 18 more dollars. And with the additional funding, the contract would have been from that amount about $6.5 million, or about $28,000 less than listed in this referral. Was there an additional increase to this contract we're unaware of through the chair?
Chair, could you please repeat the question?
Sure. The original resolution that authorized this contract was from 388 of 2018, and that was for a contract not to exceed $6,380,018. And so we received an additional funding of $127,213. Now, from my math, that would add up to being $6,507,231, or about $28,000 less than it's in the roll right now. So my question is, why the difference, through the chair?
Through the chair, there was a program that a local agency decided not to continue, and those dollars were included in the blanket referral.
Okay, so what happened to those dollars, through the chair? So the $28,000 that that's been eliminated, we did not receive it? Did we just, it came out of the contract, or what, through the chair?
Through the chair, I just need more specifics on that question, please.
Sure. Well, you just said there was a program was not delivered, and that was the cause of the $28,000 reduction. My question is, okay, so what happened to the $28,000?
Mr. Chairman, the previous referral, 388 of 219, provided contracts, as the legislator noted, $6,380,018. That was $26,675 less than it could have been, as the budget included appropriations that were not yet allocated to those contracts for unknown criteria at that time. Now that that criteria has been settled, that unspent $26,675, in addition to the new funding of $127,213, allows for the full blanket contractual increase up to $6,535,906, as stated in the referral.
So we repurposed it, basically, through the chair? Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 19-0217.
Moved by legislator Draw, seconded by legislator Rockow. Is there any discussion? Legislator Barat.
Thank you. What other work has Phoenix Company done with Phoenix Business Consulting done with the county, through the chair?
Through the chair, Phoenix Business Consulting is working on our HANA upgrade, as well as they provide ongoing support for our trouble issues, enhancements, that sort of thing.
Okay. And through the chair of the administration, in regards to this particular referral and contract, when is this transition due to begin, through the chair?
Through the chair, we have a couple of things we have to do first. This is one of them, obviously. Then we need to acquire the hardware. So it would likely begin somewhere around, somewhere in the fourth quarter, it may begin. And so the first year of this contract is essentially cutting over from
the current hosting situation with a third-party vendor to in-house hosting on-site here over at City Place. So that'll be like the first year, and then their ongoing support will probably begin in September or so of 2020. For just the base support, not the cutover.
Okay, so the actual transition is going to occur sometime later in 2020 through the chair?
The actual transition, but the work that these people are going to
Sure.
be doing will start much sooner.
Well, yes.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. And is employee training included in this contract through the chair? To use the system?
This is green. Through the chair, I'm going to have to check on that. I apologize. I don't know 100%, and I don't want to give you the wrong answer. So can I get back to you?
Absolutely, that'd be
Okay,
great.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 19-0218.
Moved by legislator Rockow, seconded by legislator Ansello. Is there any discussion? Legislator Morelli.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you to the administration, do we have an estimated timeline for this project?
Through the chair, our current schedule shows a project being completed May of 2022.
And through you, Mr. Chairman, is there any county money that's being used for this project, or is this entirely state, New York State money?
Through the chair, this will be entirely New York State money. The county will be reimbursed by MCC.
I'm sorry, through you, Mr. Chairman, the county will be reimbursed by MCC through SUNY, is that correct?
Through the chair and ESD.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. Legislator Mafucci.
Mr. Chairman, through you to the administration, I just want to confirm then that if we didn't receive the $11,400,000, we wouldn't do this.
Through the chair, this project is predicated solely on securing the entire funding outside county resources through the state.
Thank you. Through the chair to the administration, I just want to clarify in my own mind then, we don't have any type of capital reserve where we have monies in reserve, and if we need to do something capital-wise like this, we don't have access to any of those. We just don't have that money.
Through the chair, as your honorable body knows, that capital projects are obviously planned out through the CIP, then approved through the capital budget, typically discrete capital funds for discrete capital projects. We do have some general improvements for projects that are generally smaller in scale that we regard as general improvements, generally assigned to specific buildings. But no, there would not be reserves set aside for projects of this scale and magnitude.
Thank you. I have one follow-up question through the chair to the administration. Just for my knowledge, obviously as a school person, we have the ability to create capital reserves. Do counties have the ability to do that?
Through the chair, I'm told no.
Thank you.
Okay. Legislator Kaley.
Mr. Chairman, through you to the administration, I take it, even though this was a while ago, that the vacant space Building 16 it refers to Kodak Building 16, but it's actually in the footprint of the MCC purchase. Am I correct?
Through the chair, yeah, known now as MCC Building 33.
Okay. I found it a little bit confusing, but thank you. And then a follow-up on that. Will the additional, personally, I don't know how many people will be here in this program or what it will entail, but will there be any issues in the parking that services MCC's campus at this point?
Through the chair, MCC has access to additional parking to accommodate the demand.
Thank you, and then where would that be through the chair?
Through the chair, it's known as parking lot CC. It's one of the old Kodak parking lots that MCC has access to.
Okay, thank you. I hate to belabor this through the chair. Just give me an indication of where it is in relationship to the school campus. I'm familiar with all the different areas. I just want to get an idea of where it is. Thank you.
Through the chair, it's to the west. It's just to the west of,
Okay,
of
thank you.
that area.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Legislator Bafucci.
Question. Do our enterprise funds or our authorities have the ability to create reserves?
Mr. Chairman, not in the way that the legislator is familiar with a school district. Capital projects for counties, capital projects for Monroe County are all contemplated, as Director Garland described, in the 6-year capital improvement program. And generally speaking, projects that are envisioned or desired are generally planned for through that process. There is no separate reserve fund for unidentified future capital projects. This legislature could, on its own volition, at some point in the future, seek to appropriate fund balance for a particular purpose. Those are generally far and few between.
Thank you. And through the chair to the administration, again, just one more follow-up question so I really understand this. Take an organization like MCC. Do they have the ability to create reserves?
Mr. Chairman, the community college has the ability and has several reserve funds. Mr. Chairman, reserve funds is probably the vernacular. It's not technically what we call them today, but they are designated restricted portions of the college's net position, which in the vernacular would be considered a reserve.
Thank you.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 19-0219.
Moved by Legislator Ansello, seconded by Legislator Marionetti. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 19-0220.
Moved by Legislator Marionetti, seconded by Legislator Taylor. Is there any discussion? Legislator Cayley.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you to the administration. Where will the county be targeting for seatbelt enforcement with this? Is there an idea?
Through the chair, Jennifer Curley from the Sheriff's Office. Within this grant, I had to designate the areas of the county that we have the most crashes. And there are three, but they kind of all flow together, which is New York State Route 252, Jefferson Road, Route 253, West Henrietta Road, and then Route 250, hold on, let me go. Marketplace Mall Drive and Ridgeland Drive, Route 253, and Interstate 390 where it connects. Oh, that's just a description, sorry. Route 441 and Penfield Road, and Route 31, Brockport Spencerport Road. So those are the three locations. Did you get that?
Sort of, thank you. And then through the chair, there are, so the areas, if I think, there are no local police departments that are operating in there, and they're just Monroe County?
Through the chair, that is correct. Those are the areas that we have responded to crashes. So, correct, there would be no police agency in those areas.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 19-0221.
Moved by Legislator Taylor, seconded by Legislator Draw. Legislator Cayley.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you to the administration. Being familiar with Wild Wings, it's a great program. But because the referral, it was interpreted as having no impact or revenue expenditures, tell me how their program works within Mendon Ponds Park, please?
Through you, Mr. Chair, could you clarify your question? Are you talking about how the Wild Wings program works currently, or how this would work?
This seems like it's just an extension of what it was.
Correct.
Through the chair. So, yes, go ahead.
Through you, Mr. Chairman, through the current Wild Wings contract and through this contract for operation in the Nature Center, Wild Wings provides programming and makes investment in the actual facility.
Thank you. And then through the chair, do they charge admission for their programming?
They do not charge admission for their programming. They have special event programming that they do sometimes. They do birthday parties and such where they would charge a fee. But for general admission into the Wild Wings campus, they do not charge admission.
Thank you. And then through the chair, when you said general admission, is this 5 days a week, 6 days a week through the chair? Or are there different times that they're available that are scheduled, or listed?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, that's a great question. Through this referral, they will now be 7 days a week.
Thank you. And then finally, through the chair, does the county help promote the Wild Wings program?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, we do not. They do all their own promotion.
All right, thank you.
Legislator Baroff.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Through you to the administration, I noticed that you mentioned that the Wild Wings organization will be investing in the building. That's correct. Through the chair?
Through you, Mr. Chair, they will be investing in the Nature Center building. That is correct.
Thank you. So through the chair of the administration, my understanding is that they have a 15-year renewable lease that we approved back in 2005, which means they're due up for a renewal in 2020, so a year from now. Are we complicating matters by having them invest in the building? There's no reason to think they wouldn't be there in the future, but technically, they'll have a lease that expires next year. Is this going to complicate our renegotiation with them for their lease extension through the chair?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, this contract rolls that lease extension into the one that you're approving tonight.
So through the chair of the administration, then, therefore, what we're talking about is that their lease that expires in 2020 will now be extended to 2024 with possible extensions beyond that through the chair?
Correct. Through the chair.
Oh. Which is not a bad thing. It's just I did not get that from the referral. So
through you, Mr. Chair, it's a great thing. And they run a great program, and by doing this, we avoid the situation that you just described where you're expanding their footprint in the park, and then a year from now, you could actually contract it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 19-0222.
Moved by Legislator Draw, seconded by Legislator Rockow. Legislator Baroff.
Thank you. Through you to the administration, I only really have one question here. I think this. I don't see any difficulties with this, but with them doing all the work and the installation of the signs and the benches and such things, are they assuming reliability for the work that's being done through the chair, or is that something that remains with the county?
Through you, Mr. Chair, they would assume the liability while they're constructing it, but once they turn it over, it'd be a county asset.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay. Is there, Legislator Mafucci.
Mr. Chairman, through you to the administration, the $750,000, do we receive that up front?
Through you, Mr. Chair, we received no money on this. We actually are accepting the gift. They are constructing it. This is actually, through you, Mr. Chair, this is actually a program that they're doing for the entire length of the Erie Canal and creating these gateways at different communities. And the state actually approached us with the Genesee Valley area that is under county operation as the ideal gateway in Monroe County. So we are actually accommodating their request.
Thank you. Just one quick follow-up question. So really, it's the gift that's valued at $750,000 through the Chair of the Administration?
That is correct,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Chairman. The gift is valued at $750,000. We're not accepting any money. And the state received a grant from the Ralph Wilson Foundation to fund this.
Thank you.
Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 19-0224.
Moved by legislator Rockow, seconded by legislator Ansello. Legislator Morelli.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Through you to the administration, how many canines does the Sheriff's Department have that this animal will be adding to?
7. Through the chair, 7 nitrate and 4 narcotics. Sorry.
Gotcha. And through you, Mr. Chairman, this, excuse me, this is being referred to as a dual purpose. Does that mean that this animal will do both of those things?
Through the chair, no. Dual purpose means they do patrol tracking as well as nitrate or narcotics. So this one will do narcotics and dual purpose.
Excellent.
Patrol
And
tracking.
I would just like to give kudos to Sheriff Baxter for reaching out and getting support from a company that apparently does most of their work in Cincinnati. So it's good to see that he was able to get them to contribute here in Rochester. So kudos to the sheriff for that. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Is there any other discussion? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 19-0225.
Moved by legislator Ansello, seconded by legislator Marionetti. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Item carries. Next item. That's our last item. There being no other matters, the August 27th, 2019 meeting of the Ways and Means Committee stands adjourned. The next meeting of the Ways and Means Committee will be held Tuesday, September 24th, 2019 at 6 p.m.